connected to what I'm trying to say to you. So this is the Charleston y'all don't want. He ain't funny. He don't play. He ignore the comments. He just get the message out and then he get offline. Then he go by this day. So just the Charleston y'all got for the day. So I got all the facts of the case. So there's a video that's been released by Frisco Independent School District because this is public information. And if you want to see this video, you can go up to Frisco Independent School District and see this video. That's why Sarah J. Fields and Austin Metcalf's dad, and now they've drugged the mom in, but they're trying to debunk people from going to see the video. Why do you think Sarah J. Fields, she released the indictment before anybody had the indictment, and she got a woman fired? Because they're using a new Jim Crow systematic tactic where they got the people inside the courts, they got the people inside, and they're working against the Carmelo Anthony family on behalf of Sarah J. Fields because she's a precinct chair and she's threatening to use her power from her precinct chair, I think District 30, to get people unelected and get people elected if they don't go against this case. So she's trying to use political power to influence and persuade this case. This is what Sarah J. Fields has partnered with Austin's family and trying to do. The mom wasn't too much in it. The mom's really been grieving. Jeff Metcalf has been playing for the camera because he's been an absent father who abused the mom, and he think he can get back in with mom, and mom doesn't want anything to do with Jeff. That's why you don't see them standing in the camera together like you see the Carmelo Anthony's family doing. So let me stick to the case, to the facts, right? So Sarah has a lady who works for the Collin County courts who just lost her job, who released the indictment before anybody had this. So for whatever reason, Sarah is getting all this information and she's coming to misconstrue the information, and she's giving out misinformation and false information. Number one, the family has not touched the GoFundMe money. GoFundMe froze the money because the lawyers are trying to get the money. The lawyers are trying to get the money, not the family. It's the lawyers. The first group of people came through with civil rights lawyers trying to play for a civil rights lawsuit as if this was a police shooting. That's why they went with the race card. Biggest mistake they could have made. First mistake I told them they made, playing a race card. Now the white people was waiting for black people to play the race card. Now they're playing the race card in ways that we can't see. It's called racism. It's hidden in the fabrics. It's embedded in the fabrics of the design of America. So it's not blatant. You can't see it. It's hidden. Like somebody in Collin County courts who has a job to feed their family are releasing private information to a known, not a law enforcement, which is Sarah J. Fields. That's the first mistake that's happening in this case. These are adults that's doing this. This was a children's problem, a children's issue. The adults have gotten in and made it hateful, ugly, and racist. And this is about right or wrong. This is clearly about right or wrong. This isn't about race. The adults have came in and made it about race. You don't hear no children online talking and fighting and going back and forth about this case. It's all hateful-hearted adults. It's not children. It's all hateful-hearted adults online bickering, going back and forward, spewing hate over an issue over children. And none of them was there. All the adults with opinion, none of them was there. So Sarah, let's tell the truth. Jeff, let's tell the truth. You even said in an interview, but you're talking too fucking much online, Jeff. You're talking too much online, Jeffrey Metcalf. And you're partnering with someone who wasn't there, and it's clearly she's a hateful-hearted. And by the way, Sarah, we have your background as well. You said Dominique Alexander's a horrible person, and he is. And you once were too, Sarah. You used to smoke meth. You was a meth addict whore. So don't try to get cleaned up in the Republican Party and hide behind this conservative shield as if you once was a liberal whore, getting high, selling your cunt for meth. So come on, Sarah. Don't play like you're just so high and mighty. Jeff, you're a woman beater. You used to beat your wife. Your kids heard it. They saw it. You had anger issues, Jeff. Guess what? Your two big boys did too. They had very anger issues. And from what's been reported about Austin and his twin brother, they've been kicking ass since elementary. They've been bigger than most children. Not only that, they are trained experts in jiu-jitsu. Why isn't the media reporting this? Now, I know the law. And I've taken the gun classes, I've taken the license to carry classes, to see it. I've taken all these classes. And in these classes, with all these white people, and I was the only black guy, and I just want to say, hey, thanks to Sheriff Bill Wayburn, thanks to Tarrant County Sheriff Bill Wayburn, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have my license to carry. My license to carry to go do my shooting range at the how to put the sheriff taught me how to shoot great. I mace a cat. I tried to. No, we're back. We're back. We had a little technical dogs. Put it, but not the cat. Did make me mad. White. I'm a comedian. I satire comedy, but I really tried to make that cat. I'm just playing. To court, I said, man, I ain't trying to mace no cat. You know why? We got it on video. A canister mace. He said, I know you wouldn't kill folk, but I did. I just lied to him. False proof to back up a lie. I did the same thing and beat the felony charge. My truth. Nobody could really point the gun. So let me break the footage down since nobody wants to see it and everybody's taking a savage word with this somewhat of a truth to support a lie. I'm good at taking some truth to support a lie when I get in trouble with white folks. It's easy to do when you know what you're doing, Sarah, and you kind of know what you're doing. Conniving whore. Fucking conniving whore. Lying under oath, I beat the charges. There's no such thing as double jeopardy. And by the way, I never went under oath. I let my lawyer talk for me. My Jewish lawyer. I don't say a word. I talk to the police. I tell the police what I want them to know. I let my lawyer. You know why? Because I got money. Jocking, dark humor. I am a highly paid comedian, so I get to. Nobody can prove if I'm being serious or funny. But listen to me. So in this video with, I'm gonna call Carmelo Anthony a hero, cause most children who get bullied, white kids anyway, shoot up the school, and white people come and say, hey, he's been fucked by his dad and he has mental issues, and they claim mental health when it's a white kid slaughtering a bunch of children. But here we are, we have a black kid that put the fire out of one bully. Now I just want to remind America, I just want to fucking remind America, you have a Stop the Bullying campaign for children. You have a cyberbullying issues and policies that grown folks like to report on other grown folks. So you mean to tell me if two big black niggers walk up to a white man, and they're really big black guys, super big and super black, big black niggers, hey, you need to get from up under here. And he's amongst his friends, minding his business. One white guy standing right here. One black guy standing right here. I want to paint this picture. This was a black guy doing this to a white guy. You got a black guy to your right. He's a big nigger. You got a black guy. He's a bigger nigger to your left. The bigger nigger's angry and aggressive. Yeah, he's roaring like a lion. Roar. The other bigger nigger beating on his chest like a gorilla. Well, you need to move. I don't even know y'all. Why y'all fucking with me? Gorilla and lion? Why, I'm just a sheep. A little small sheep. And I'm new to the area. Now, silverback gorilla, I'm a sheep. I'm here with your baboon friend. Now I'm with a baboon. The baboon is a little cuter than the gorilla. The baboon and the gorilla girl don't want to get a lion no pussy. He just get to fuck the lioness, but he want to fuck the gorilla women. Here I am, a sheep. The gorilla women want to give me some pussy. I'm a sheep though, but I'm with the baboon. The gorillas, the monkeys, the orangutans, they all like this handsome baboon. He's a mulatto kid. I'm a full sheep. I'm a full motherfucking sheep amongst these gorillas. All these monkeys and gorillas. I'm just a little white sheep. Bah. Bah. And these gorillas and lions is barking in this jungle at me. And I'm new to the jungle. I come out the zoo. I ain't been out in this motherfucking jungle. I come out the zoo. I don't know nothing about how to survive with these animals. So goddamn it, the gorilla hit on his chest, say move. I look at the baboon, say something smart to the lion. I'm not moving. The lion said, I'll make you move and try to take my stuff. I'm a sheep. I'm scared. Now let's stop right there, boys and girls. Stop right there. They had me to believe, based on Sarah and all my Republican friends and the white media, and even some black people, they had me to believe that Carmelo Anthony woke up that morning and took a knife to school with the intention on defending himself from a bully. If that was the case, he's dead wrong, and that's what I believe. So I was adamant about, no, he took a knife to school. That's premeditated. You cannot be in fear and in danger and not tell nobody and take a weapon with the anticipation of hurting. You can't do that. You surely can't do it to a school. And I'm going to tell you one of the reasons how you can prove he didn't bring a knife to school. They didn't charge him with a weapon. They would have stacked those charges on him had he brought the knife to school, and the police did not charge him with having a weapon on school grounds, which is a federal law and a state law. They would have stacked that on top of the murder rather than enhancing the charges. Come on, Sarah, I went to Texas Wesleyan now. Dr. Greg Goulion and Dr. Linton. I made the dean's list now. This is documented. I made the dean's list. I was going to law school. Teach and train the United States Department of Homeland Security at UTA. I used to teach that for the Homeland Security. So the gorilla and the lion have scared this sheep. He's looking at the baboon for help. The baboon is afraid of these guys. All the monkeys and all the animals in this jungle is afraid of this silverback gorilla and this lion. You know why? Because they are experts in trained jiu-jitsu. They come to school high on fentanyl. This is white people's George Floyd, by the way. Austin Metcalf is white people's George Floyd. He really died of a fentanyl overdose because the autopsy said he had fentanyl in his system. Steroid use. He was just cycling off because he's off of football, but during football season, Austin is steroiding up, buddies. His dad said they excelled in every sport. So with their physical abilities and capabilities and strength, based on what they teach you in the license to carry classes, the CHL gun classes, anybody bigger than you, you can boom, 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 boom. Body size is a form of a weapon under the law. They were two extremely big guys who were, nigga, go in the bedroom with your sister and your girl then. There are two bigger guys who are trained and skilled in mixed martial arts jiu-jitsu that can severely hurt you and kill you. Steroids, fentanyl, anger issues, abusive dad. You bring that trauma to school with you, you take it out on the football field, but you have a reputation of bullying people from, I think, about the 4th grade, these Austin twin brothers. So you can't just fight one, you have to fight two. But that's why this is a package deal. So 2 men approach you, bigger than size. You mean to tell me you don't have the right to defend yourself? This is a George Floyd. The autopsy said he has fentanyl in the system. So another lie that they said, he brought the knife to school. He didn't have a knife. He had a Boy Scouts. He had a Boy Scouts aid tool. Well, what's on that tool? They have 12 different components. You lift this one up, it may be a bottle opener. You lift this one up, it may be a screwdriver. And they're about this small. They're smaller than 3 inches. It was so small, you don't even see it when they take the picture next to the body because it laid next to the body right by the backpack. Sarah fails. Oh, they didn't know a nigga can do due diligence works like this. Oh, they didn't know a nigga can do his due diligence. I went to Texas Wesleyan. They taught me how to research. They taught me how to go into the library databases and pull up other articles and things like that and go get the court page. I know how to do what you do, Sarah. I just play a ignorant nigga online because it pays much more than what you make. I get 10,000 interviews, so I pay a crazy nigga online. Then I come offline and be a great dad. See how my daughter just walked by right there. So my daughter just graduated high school last year. She's waiting to go to college. So while she's waiting to go to college, I put her in Paul Mitchell Beauty School. She just graduated that the other day. That's why she waits to go to college. But listen to me, right? So he didn't have a knife. It was a Boy Scout tool that most white people give their elementary kids. You lift it this way, you lift it this way. About 12 items on there. A knife just so happens to be on there. I think even a fingernail file is on there. The knife was so small, it did not penetrate his heart. It was too small. It was a little small knife. They're not telling us this. And they tricked me, and they had me going against a good kid. They really had me going against a good kid, so I'm fucked up about this, my white Republican friends. I'm fucked up. This is what the Democrats did to the poor niggas with the rappers and the, come on, y'all are doing to, come on, you're gonna do what the Democrats are doing to the blacks. Just give us the truth. We're smart enough conservative. And by the way, my voting record is all conservative. Mike Wallace, you name it. Mona Bailey, me and Mona Bailey. Shelley Pritchard, Jen Hall, I know all of them. Tarrant County GOP Republican Party, I know all of them. All of them. Sarah, I'm in the loop. I mean, I know about you too. Meth whore, I'm in the loop. So listen to me. They won't tell us that the knife was this small. The kid didn't do what I did. I stood over our victim, which was a white man by the name of. You know what I did? When they die by the hands of a bunch of black people, like in the movies, because I had never seen it. I went and looked at his eyes, in his eyes that he remember what my victim looked like. I'm proud of it, sometimes I'm not. I'm human. But let me stick to the facts because this is not about me. The kid didn't bring a knife to school, the knife was a small, so let me tell you another lie that they told. They said that Austin Metcalf died in the hands of his brother. It's the biggest fucking lie. This guy's a well-trained athlete that excelled in all sports. This big motherfucker just didn't drop dead. He hit him with that knife. He didn't hit him 2 times. He didn't hit him 3 times. He hit him out of fear 1 time. Because this big silverback gorilla is now approaching him, threatening and roaring and giving every, so your instincts, your nature, fight or flight kicks in, just like the police when they say they pull a gun, they don't have time to think. I saw a gun, and all there was a cell phone. The police go through it, and they're trained people, so we want our kid to be this trained, where these 2 trained mixed martial arts experts who excel in all sports due to their body size, strength, and physical abilities is approaching you, causing harm. You don't know them, never met them, you don't even know why they're approaching you. You boom, hit them with what you got. It could have been a pencil, it could have been anything. And you drop it and you take off running. I'm gonna say it again. You drop it and you take off running. They had me believing he took off running with the weapon and he was caught with the weapon. No, he dropped the weapon. Austin did not fall down. Austin took off running down the flight of stairs if you watch the video. Then he ran back up. He was panicking. He's on fentanyl. He's on fentanyl like fentanyl Floyd. I'm gonna say it again. He's on fentanyl like fentanyl Floyd. Floyd got somebody leaning on his neck, cutting off his ear, but he also got fentanyl in his system that don't allow his organs to function properly to self-defend and self-recoup itself. Same with Austin. He's on he's on fent, and he does fentanyl regularly and often. So we don't know how bad his organs is. Not only that, he's been using steroids since middle school. Austin's been used, so he got roid rage, fentanyl, trauma from dad's anger issues, beat mom. This kid is an explosive weapon and a threat. So this is fentanyl Austin. We're going with the autopsy report. If we're gonna be honest, people. So here it is. We can't go with Google. And I told Sarah that. I told Sarah you can't go with Google. Everybody knows when you go to college and you write a research paper, a persuasive paper, or if you write any kind of paper and you stat and you quote something, you can't say I got it from Google. I did a Google search. That's not credible information. Everybody with educational sense and went to a higher educational school knows that Google is not credible to cite as a source. That's why I went to the library. Didn't you hear me say library database? Where you can pull up credible articles. Somebody reported me. Yeah, somebody reported me. Yeah, somebody. But back to what I'm saying. So everybody knows Google's not credible. So let me stick to what they trying to report it. Sarah's been going against everybody advocating for the Carmelo Anthony family. So she got my Facebook took down. So she's going after everybody. You know how many pages I don't give a damn about losing. So let me finish saying what I'm saying. So he drops the knife. He takes off running. Austin's brother and the other children take off running, chasing after Carmelo Anthony. Now, these are kids who was just at this event watching him get bullied, but didn't try to step in and stop the bullying. They sat back idle because they're afraid of the Austin brothers. But when he responds, now they want to chase him with the brother. He takes off running. He's not running with the murder weapon. He runs to an adult. The first adult he sees is a coach. He runs to him for safety. What they're not telling us, and this is in the police report, if they read the police report, one of the first thing Carmelo Anthony asked was he okay? Showing empathy, remorse, immediately. Is he one of the first things? Another thing they're not telling us, this is a good kid who's empathetic, remorseful, emotional intelligent. He had just rescued a kid previously. He had saved a kid's life recently. He hadn't been bullying kids like the Austin twins. Carmelo had been saving kids' lives. The twin brothers have been bullying kids' lives. David and Goliath. Two Davids. Two Goliaths, two big giants against one David. They didn't come one, they came two against one. Already an initial threat. So he drops the knife, he runs to an adult, according to the police report, which was a coach. And I just want to tell everybody, because and Sarah's not going to tell y'all this. All the white parents are making their children silent. Why do you think no children online is speaking on this? It's all white adults. They have silenced their children because they don't want people to know that these two twin brothers have been terror. They have been white terror, kind of like Buford was in Back to the Future. In every movie we have ever watched, at every school, there's always a white bully, a class of bullies who picks on. So let's not act like this is not it. When you know the history of the Metcalf twins, when you know the history of the Metcalf twins, you know these are two big white guys who have a body size that's bigger than children their normal age and in their class. So they're both big guys. They come from an abusive household with an angry dad. That's why the dad is trying to provoke the Anthony's family to do something. He's walking around with his glasses on and his gun. His mom doesn't want anything to do with Jeffrey's violent behavior, and it transcended to the children because the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, and the roots and the fruit are one and the same. They're violent children, like these niggas with these guns. And they got guns. Not only that, they're trained jiu-jitsu experts. I'm going to say it again. They're trained jiu-jitsu experts according to documentation and what comes out of the father's mouth. So you better not fight these guys. And these guys are so violent and angry, he broke his dad's arm. Tupac have a song that says white man's world. And there's a part in his song when Tupac is explaining the mindset of a child that says, mama, why they keep calling me nigga? I'm going to get my weight up with my hate and pay them back when I'm bigger. Well, if you don't never get big, you can't never pay them back. Austin got big, and he got a chance to pay his dad back. You remember what he did to you, Jeffrey? He broke your fucking shoulder. Not only did he break your shoulder, he ripped your ligaments. That's how you can go before the world and let them know he's good at it. Imagine what he'll do to a little guy who rib show, like me, and Carmelo, he would have ripped him apart, tore him to shreds in front of those other girls that he can't fuck, that the white girls starting to like this guy. And you know what all of this start from, right? They all went swimming one time at a party somewhere, at a house party. Carmelo Anthony jumped in the pool. He gets out of the pool, he got a big print. And the girls in the school start talking about he has a big print. Words gets out in school, new black guy from wherever he come from, kind of handsome, braces, lives out here with us, has a big print. Word gets out. I swear to God, that's what this is about. I honest to God truth. Honest to God truth. They all at a pool party. He don't know the guys. He know the baboon. The baboon is a mixed kid. He connect with the new black kid, but he's cool with the white bullies. They smoke weed, they do fentanyl, they pop pills, they do ecstasy. So these are party kids. Carmelo's not a party kid. That's why he died with fentanyl in his system at a track event. They're not asking, why did he bring a knife to school? Because he got kids walking around in school on fentanyl, fuckers. Athletes. High-powered athletes on fentanyl at school with kids with sober mind. I need something to defend myself if he gets angry. Come on, people. Come on. Let me stick them. Okay. So he rescues a kid a year later. Soon as he gets to an adult and get this situation, first thing he shows is compassion, concern, and empathy for the assailant, because he's not a victim. Austin is not a victim. He's an assailant. His brother should be charged with his death as well, because anytime you commit a crime and someone dies in the commission of a crime, the brothers should be charged because they was committing the crime. No matter how small the crime is. They went to go commit a crime against a black kid and his brother died. The brother should be charged with something, Sarah. So check it out. So he gets arrested. Every adult in this situation, before this kid was ever even booked in jail, from the police to everybody, had tears in their eyes. They were crying. They were crying because they know this is a good kid. He didn't mean to kill nobody. Man, this is not negligent homicide. Man, this is self-defense. But because we're in an all-white county, and everybody in Tarrant County, Dallas, everybody knows if you go to Collin County, niggas white people. I've worked out there. But the judge on the case is a fair judge. They thought they was giving the case to a, no. I'm honored to see the judge on the case, a fair man. And Collin County has enough black people who are registered voters, who have driving licenses that they can pick from the jury pool. So we don't want to leave it, we want to keep it in Collin County. Even though there are people trying to bully, they can't bully this judge and they can't bully the law. You can't beat the white man with racism. You can't beat the white man with capitalism. You have to beat the white man with his law. You can't beat him no other kind of way. That's what made Johnny Cochran so bad. That's why black people have to go to the United Nations, because they ain't figured out a way to beat the white man with his law for the human rights. But Washington, D.C. don't give black people human rights. The world do. That's neither here nor there. We'll talk later. But this is a good kid that I'm advocating for. I have the facts of the case. They have the video out, so that's why they're not promoting the video. That's why they're not telling you that this kid was very empathetic and not sympathetic, empathetic and remorseful. Is he okay? I never asked if my victim was okay. I watched him die. So you got people like Sarah Fields she just got a woman fired who worked for the Collin County criminal courts, who was releasing all the paperwork and information. So there's an indictment that was released. Sarah J. Fields had the indictment before the police did. So we have a paper where Sarah released the indictment a day before it was released. Then she released it earlier that day, and then went back and bought it later that day. Sarah, you know, the digital stamp showed your hand. That's why the woman got in trouble. Not only that, the people from the criminal courts is releasing all the information of Sarah Field because she's claiming she's a bully. She's a precinct chair. She can get you unelected with her voice. Okay, she got a platform to do that. Right is right, wrong is wrong. That's why I don't believe in karma, because white people do so wrong, and I never see white people get karma for nothing. Slavery, nothing. I never see white people get karma, so I don't believe in karma. Because when I look at white people, they never get karma, especially white people like Sarah, Jeff Metcalf. Maybe Austin is your karma for raising him in such a violent household, beating his mama, and he come outside and beat other children with those expert skills you trained him to have, so he can be dominant over other people, is what they say is. You wanted him to be dominant over other people. That's why you always brag about his physical abilities, not his academic talents. Fucker. But listen, but hear me out. So Sarah and them is getting all this information from the courts. This is the new Jim Crow, guys. This is the new Jim Crow. So I would advise any and everybody to go read the book, The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander. It highlights and talks about these things. Dr. King got them to take the signs down, but he didn't get them to change their hearts and their minds. They just took the signs down, took the robes off, and renamed their positions. Precinct chairs rather than Ku Klux Klan leaders. I'm sorry. Let me stop. So check this out. So kid gets arrested. They know he didn't commit murder, but they cannot put a white judge to lower this kid's bond, so they sacrificed a black lady. Oh, this gets deep, people. This gets really deep. They sacrifice a good black woman who has integrity and dignity and criminal standards. They sacrificed her. They knew she would do the right thing. She was going to lower the bond. They couldn't let a white person take this hit. So they put the black woman out there, and now the white people, Sarah Fields and all the white people, have put their hoods on by way of metaverse. They got their Ku Klux Klan hoods on in metaverse, and they're releasing the judge's information. Now, this judge has a daughter. They're releasing Carmelo Anthony's family. So all these white people who own guns, who are second right amendments, who vote for Trump, are now threatening this black family who has a daughter and other daughters, and this other black judge who's a legal law-abiding judge who they voted. They voted this one. Now they're threatening her. They're threatening her life. So ironically, on the same day, the judge had to move to a new location. She now has to have 24-hour security. The Carmelo Anthony family have moved at least 4 times. So as they're moving, Sarah is putting out false information saying they're buying new houses. No, Sarah, they're running from your threats and Jeff showing up at this man's job. So now this man can't even work in Texas because they keep showing up at the job. He's a car salesman. He's a car salesman. So Jeff and everybody keep showing. So the man they put me in, come on now. If it were me, I would unalive one. Her. I would call, I unalive. I would do what Dylan Roof did. I know what it feels like to stand over a white man and watch him get me mad. And this what made the Republicans stop fucking with me. One of my good friends' son by the name of Dacian, the leader of SWAT, and one shot. Officer in the name of Jesus, that'll pig in a blanket. Oh, it was lovely. And then I went and I prayed and I said, Father God, here to me. They put me in a crazy, me under the sand. I would have played title. They say I want to be killed by a cop.